Hello, hello, hello. This is another wonderful episode of The Sofa.
Fill it up. With
Excuse me, Mr.
and Miss.
Tonight, morning, or whenever you decide to listen to this lovely podcast, we're speaking on damage control.
What is damage control?
What is who?
Damage control.
What is damage control?
Measures taken to offset or minimize damage to a reputation, credibility,
Okay.
public image
Okay.
caused by a controversial act, remark, or relation.
Okay.
It can be relationship damage, they say. Random quote, don't know who quoted it, so don't quote me on this. It's controlled by increased care, ongoing compassion, and continual attempts to reconnect. Really? Damage control. Damage. Let's just take the words in two sections. Damage is anything that's broken, not whole, or not in one piece. I would assume that's loss or harm or some kind of injury or some hurt or severe pain.
So, if you had to put it in your words, though.
And then control is being in control. So, damage control. Does that mean you're hurting somebody?
Yeah, for me.
Or preventing
from
hurting somebody?
Yeah, I take it as preventing something that I definitely got myself caught up in a lot of my previous relationships. Damage controlling the other party, but eventually ending up damaging myself. Lost sight of who I was, what I wanted in life. One, because I changed myself, or I held back, or I didn't leave a bad situation because I didn't want to hurt, supposedly see the other person hurt in so many ways. I guess that's the right way to say it.
Or like an example of damage control could be like I was saying, the situation with the particular statement that I was making, like actually asking you how you felt about, hey, how does that really make you feel? Even though I know I'm joking, at the end of the day, is this going to create a problem for us later?
Yeah,
and
I feel like it could be a form of damage control.
I had to kind of stop myself and say, hey, this is hurting you.
Yeah.
This is not fair. So let me step back and apologize and fix the issue.
Yeah, I think even with me, I think that's what it was.
Maybe some people mistake damage control for because it can seem like you're covering somebody for somebody too, if you really think about it.
That's what I mostly have seen when it comes to even though I see it the other way that we were talking about too, but majority of the time I see it as in so many people, and even including myself, not knowing that I needed to walk away,
right?
Because I didn't want to hurt this, not because I didn't. We think this is what it is. Oh, I don't want to leave because I may hurt this person. The other person makes it seem as though if you're going to leave, you're going to hurt them, but it's beneficial if you leave.
Right. So, dang, I just lost my train of thought. So, kind of like saying, if I see something in the relationship with you and I that's not going like it should go, and I'm like, hey, look, I don't think this is gonna work between you and I.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be a good form of damage control, because I want to make sure that I don't damage myself by losing myself in you or in the relationship or in the situation by just tolerating something that is.
But I was just gonna say, but as soon as you don't
Didn't the
express
issue
and
before,
then you go out and do something, or you start holding animosity towards me, then that makes the
pretty much now we're in the situation where we dating the issue instead. Well,
yes, so the damage is
we beating away at the wall, tearing away the bricks as we put them up, instead of putting the what's the stuff they put in between the bricks. Instead of putting the grout or the
mortar
in between the bricks, we tapping away at it and putting Elmer school glue in it like it's supposed to fix something. And it's just
still breaking.
Trying to figure out what's really going on.
It starts the damage, and it's not being controlled. And again, it goes again to what we was talking about previously in the intimacy thing, being open,
breaking up that solid foundation.
Yeah, and I think that openness builds the foundation, and once you start holding these secrets or holding back on how you feel, regardless if the person may get upset or get hurt. And so I had to think the same thing. Okay, she's saying this, I know she's joking, but now it's starting to bother me. So I can do two things. I can sit up here and start becoming dead to it, or start believing it and then start acting a certain way towards it, or I can say, hey, okay, it was funny for a while, but it ain't funny no more. And if you feel that way, can you just keep that to yourself?
Right.
Yeah.
So it would be the same as with work or life in general. Like don't keep sweeping it under the rug if you know it's gonna cause an issue later.
What?
Eventually, you're gonna have to look at the mound of dirt under the rug eventually and say, you know what, we gotta fix this. We gotta do something about it.
We mentioned this in last episode, and what the church service talked about elephant in the room. There's so many relationships, and we're not just talking about loving relationships, work relationships, kids and parents and kids relationships. There are elephants in the room that are not spoken about that cause damage, and sometimes the damage don't happen right then. It's something that's projected in the future, and I can definitely speak on this where outside,
influences.
and not even outside influences, in-house, that, like I was explaining to my dad, I personally needed to see him loving my mom because that's the type of person I am.
Right.
And the fact that I didn't see that had me looking at relationships totally not how they were supposed to be going.
Right. But thankfully you've grown from that.
Yeah, but it's so many people that they're still soaking on, my parents didn't do this, my parents didn't do that, and they 30, 40, 60 some years old, and I'm like, at some point you got to realize that you're grown and that you can go pick up a book yourself. Matter of fact, you can go get help. You don't have to go and talk to your parents if they still living, but that don't stop you from going to get help.
Right. So all in all, damage control, first of all, you got to realize that that's a problem.
Yes.
Especially if y'all having an argument or the same issue keeps coming up over and over again. Eventually, somebody's got to have, baby, put the big girl panties, the big boy panties on and say, you know what, baby, we don't really want to talk about this, but we got to talk about this.
You want to know the worst thing I hated?
What?
Why you keep bringing up the past?
Oh, man, that is a sore thumb for a lot of people. But the past makes you who you are currently.
But wait.
And you can learn from your past.
That's true too. But if the past ain't the past yet, because you keep doing the same old thing that's causing me to bring it up.
It's a reoccurring issue.
Yes, it ain't the past.
Yeah,
I don't even care if it's a whole different person that you're doing it with. It's still cheating. So, yeah. That got on my nerve, man. If it's something that you did once and we talked about it, and you didn't do it again, and I brought it up, definitely I can understand you going down my throat. But if it's an ongoing occurrence, event, situation,
What can we do to recover from this? If not, then we need to presently decide what we're gonna do and pick a new route. What are we gonna do to fix it?
Damage control.
Why are we doing what we're doing?
I think people should do more damage control when it comes down
right,
to
especially in the instance of cheating, which is very funny because the post that we read in the thing is, was about cheating. She was in the picture. She was resisting him, or not really resisting.
It wasn't about cheating.
It was like, this is why we get treated. People get cheated on. And the post was like, the woman was telling him, I'm not in the mood right now. And a lot of the people in the comments, you can tell who's damaged and who's not.
Mm-hmm.
You can see where the damage control issue would come in. Like, hey, this is a sore spot for you. We need to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need to get to the bottom of why this bothers you. Why is it that every time I say one particular thing, you always get like a trigger?
Yeah.
We pulling that trigger now, so what we're gonna do to fix it and keep this gun from going off? Because
even with the triggers, that's a damage control. Hey, no, that's a trigger for me. But if you don't know, if the person doesn't know, then there's no controlling the damage that trigger can cause.
Unless you guys keep letting it happen and not addressing it.
That's what I mean. It's been like if you
keep going over.
If I don't speak it up or you don't say anything about it, hey, I don't too much care for that.
Mm-hmm.
But you just let it happen. Oh, and you saying it to yourself. I can't stand he do that.
Right. So that's what we talk about a lot with the fair fight. Hey, let's look. We already arguing about this. Things are heated. Yeah. You getting mad. I'm getting mad. We getting upset with each other for no reason. When we can kind of really talk about this thing and get it, rectified.
Yeah.
Let's call a fair fight. Listen and hear each other out.
Yeah.
And then try and see if we can control the situation and move forward from it.
Yeah. Put the flame out before it becomes a forest fire.
Yeah. So damage control can damage a good, healthy relationship. Now, you can have a healthy relationship and have positive forms of damage control because, at the end of the day, you still have to acknowledge those issues. And that would go into intimacy, as well. That would give us a chance to say, hey, now I understand why this hurts or bothers you. Now we can... now we can talk about it, open up about it. But you gotta have.
What I kind of meant about the title, damage control, is that it's, even though it's damage control, but it's in a positive form because you're talking. It's opening conversation and going back to that post. So
a lot of the posts were like comments, but we can't specifically state. Because it's supposed to stay in the group.
Yeah, but we can say about the post
itself. But it was like, in general, the post was very vague.
Yeah, there was a woman and a man in a bed, and the woman was turned on her side, and the dude basically was asking for some cool
intimate time, physically intimate time.
But her facial expression was like, not tonight.
And he was like,
but they said it was 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. Yeah,
and he kind of had this demeanor like,
yeah, you finna get up off of that stuff, girl.
Wow, what you been holding out on me for 2 weeks for? And then it may not be holding out. It could be anything. And women are emotional creatures.
And then, so let's hypothetically speak on a couple of things. So it's damage control, right? So let's sit up here and say that damage control couldn't be done.
Babe, it's been 2 weeks. Why we ain't did it yet?
Yeah. I can't say.
You can't say.
I'm saying in the sense of I'm not saying anything.
Now you created damage, so you
so
can't
that's what I'm saying. So
wow.
So
now, you can't say, oh, so you don't want me no more? Are you cheating on me?
Yeah, and that's what it goes into. Okay, but then you can flip the script, and which women mostly do.
The damage would be prior insecurity that's already there for me to automatically shoot down and go, oh. So you cheating on me so you don't want to have sex with me?
Well, I was meaning as in how most women probably have already said why it's been 2 weeks, and the man just
ain't
the
listening.
Bird going across the head, and the only thing that they hear is dunka 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 dunka.
Yeah, let me
let me
get
go and
it.
soak
And,
my oats, you know. Yeah.
No, it ain't gonna take me but a few minutes. Let me do what I gotta do. You know, like I already been waiting 2 weeks. How much longer you want me to wait?
And I say that's majority of men.
That's unfortunate.
Well, dang, what?
The car light went out, babe. It's okay.
No, baby, the extra lights went out.
Oh, well, we're fine.
No, I'm just saying. It's just, I didn't know they go out. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. They should say, I think they're saying that you shouldn't be walking this time.
No, you probably should not be walking this time of night.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I don't know, but it's people take things out of context too, and it's just some people were under there making like funny comments. Yeah, this is why y'all get cheated on. Like, you know, she could have had some medical issues. Maybe he's the problem. You know. Yeah. Maybe he's too aggressive when he does it. Like, that warrants a break. Physically, I need time to recover.
That's the thing.
Maybe it's the way he was talking to her.
The damage control comes through with the talking. But again, 80% of men, when a woman starts talking about feelings, they go the other direction.
I don't want to hear all that, yo.
But then can't fathom and understand why she may be cold or maybe not responding to it. Hey, right. You know, can we go do this, or can we get a little bit intimate, baby? I'm just not.
You just want to get into it. You haven't asked me how my day was. Am I hurting? Do I feel good? You know, you haven't done anything to make me feel good today. And maybe even if he is doing everything right, and she's just like, you know, I'm just not in the mood. Maybe he should take the time to say, hey, look, baby, something's going on here. And then this is where fixing the damage or coming in and making that damage control work, you know, just, hey, look, it's been 2 weeks. What's going on?
You good?
Stop and ask the questions.
Yeah, instead of just saying it's been 2 weeks and I'm finna force, which a lot of people do, go ahead and force themselves on, and that makes it even worse.
Oh, it's been 2 weeks. You ain't got to do it with me. I'm going to go get it somewhere else.
Yep. Yeah. Yes. And so...
Sad.
Now
but that's shallow though.
Yeah, that draws up the point of, are you really seriously in love with this person?
Because like somebody did say, you know, long distance relationships happen all the time. Mm-hmm. Like people go 6, 7, 8 months, years without intimate.
Bruh, that's like the
intimacy with their partner, physical intimacy. You know.
That's it. I'm like, bruh, like
it's again control, like mental control, like. You know what? I'm in this relationship with this person. Let me make other forms. Let's be intimate in other ways other than physical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that would mean a lot to some people if they would just take the time to ask, well, what's the problem?
Yeah. Just that simple.
How can we fix it?
Just that simple. A lot of men don't really understand how simple that is.
Or what can I do to make this better?
You know, kind of like the little thing we was reading in the devotion where the man was saying that because he's trying to hold himself high and not to be a failure. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, going and being intimate for a man, you know, is considered weak. So if I sit up here and do that, then, you know, that's going to show that I'm weak. And then and then you have some women that I've come across a couple of women that even said that, my man, I may not see my man cry.
Why not? Like, if he ain't passionate about nothing, something wrong. Like, dude, why you hard all the time? Why is you mad with the world all the time?
I'm just saying, you talking like that. There's some women that hardcore like that. They want their man hardcore.
I get it.
I don't. That's bullshit. I'm kidding. That's just stupid as hell.
Hey,
not because of who I am, but it's just the world is.
The world has taught us to put on a facade and act like everything's together when it's really not. And we really are damaged people
and that's
who are out of control and don't know how to control the damaged situations that we put ourselves in.
Again, each his own. I'm not telling anybody, you know, not to go and do things that make them happy. But I'm not the one that's... I don't mind my baby wearing makeup. As too much is too much for me, and I'll express that. But
That would be minor damage control because I'm not really concerned with that.
Yeah, but all I was going to say is that we hide so much behind our appearance. And I just really feel that a lot of us are not realizing how we're hiding so much to one, we're starting to get away from ourselves. Yeah, and some of the stuff that we're doing to ourselves literally really kind of makes us more uglier than, and I'm saying this as in not only physically, but inside and stuff. Yeah, cause you get these people that they put on these particular branded clothes, and then they all high mighty and they talk down to people. And then you go back and you look
wear brand things and nice things, but don't be disrespectful in the process.
Yeah, it's kind of off. It's a little bit off topic though, but it still kind of is. It's
part of damage control because again, a man could come along, man. You always want to wear these designer things and da 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 da. I always want to spend all my money, but you don't want to spend no time with me. That's a damaging situation, a problematic thing, especially if it's reoccurring, and every time you look around, so you're gonna keep walking out the door? Yeah, and I'm gonna go spend your money while I'm at it.
That kind of like, I ain't have much money, but you might as well say, what's going on with me? Your damage control, you were pacifying it by, buying little things or, put myself in a hole,
and not addressing the elephant in the room or fixing it.
Bruh, I tried to,
or putting a hole in the wall and trying to glue it back up.
I tried to dress the elephant with Chanel, red bottom hooves and everything. The elephant just
walk with it on your arm like nothing's
wrong. The elephant just didn't want to act right.
Thought you had a Birkin bag, and then you really looked around you just got a whole regular Walmart bag. I'm just being funny.
Bargain time.
But damage control is it's important. We should all keep the damage under control in order to keep the relationship happy and healthy for everyone involved.
So if you have and this is, no jokes. If you find yourself in a relationship, and now we're not telling anybody to leave a relationship, but you really have to be honest with yourself. And if you find yourself in a relationship where you're harming yourself more than you're saving the relationship, you really have to reevaluate what's going on and what's important. Self is, in this instance, self is more important than you being harmed or you having mental issues at the end of the day. So, this is like one reason why I had this topic sent over to the side. We're allowing so much damage to ourselves when we do have some form of control on how we accept and don't accept things.
Right.
Last word, sweetie.
No, that was nice that you wrapped that up with, just make sure you're not running past them red flags.
Ask a question, goddammit.
Find out what the heck is going on here.
Alrighty, guys. Again, we're getting close to the end of the season. Not sure how long we're going to do a break afterwards, but we still may drop some bonus nuggets here or there throughout the break as well. Again, please, by all means, follow us on Facebook on the Soulful Real Talk, or Instagram Mr. and AND
Miss MRS. Take over the world.
Toodaloo.
Bye.